Good morning to all. Myself Dr. K. Manoharan, Associate Professor, Department of Biomedical Engineering. So today class we are going to see about 8279 interface. That is a keyboard and display interfaces. Look at the block diagram for this 8279. Look at this. This is the display address register. So we have actually 16 cross 8 display RAMs will be available. So from this particular RAM, which address to be selected, that will be decide this display address register. So depending upon this address value, any one data will be selected. So we have totally 16 datas. So each data will be 8-bit size. So the data to be displayed in the display RAM, so that will be stored in this display RAM. So the data, actually we have only 8 displays, but we can display up to 16 characters by using rolling displays. So that 16 characters to be displayed will be stored in this 16 cross 8 display RAM. So this display RAM address register select that only one address, so that data only correspondingly displayed. Look at this. This is the display registers. So we have an output signals from A0 to A3 and then out signals from B0 to B3. So totally we have an 8 output signals. Look at this. This is the actual control and timing register. So all the control signals will be generated and that will be given to all the blocks through this control and timing registers. Look at this. This is the actual data bus buffer, bidirectional 8-bit data bus buffer. It connects this an internal data bus with an microprocessor. Look at this. This is an IO control signals. So we have this read signal, write signal, chip select and A0. So it decides whether read operation or write operation, and this GS for an address selection. So remaining all address line will be combined and through given to this chip select. And A0 whether it is a control word or data word, that will decide this A0. Look at this. This is the sensor RAM status. So for this, whenever we have an FIFO sensor RAM status, that is whenever we have the data that will be given to the system through this interrupt request. Look at this. This is the timing and control unit. So the required control signals and timing signals will be generated here. Look at this. This is the keyboard section. So this is the scan counter. So it scans the lines. So because whenever we press some keys, so that should be scanned. So this is the scan lines. There is an SL0 to SL3. Look at this. This is the return lines. So RL0 to RL7 we have an 8 return lines. So by combining this scan lines and return lines only, that corresponding key will be identified. And then we have this shift key, control, stop keys also with this. So these signals will be given for this keyboard debounce and control logics. So the need for keyboard debounce is due to power supply variation or due to noises. Sometimes we can get some noises. So to avoid that noises, we use this keyboard debounce and control logic. So here, whenever it reads some keys, it waits for few milliseconds. After that also it checks whether the key is pressed still. So only if the human presses, it will be the key will be available for more than 10 or 5 milliseconds. So automatically after 5 seconds, after 5 milliseconds, if you read it, still the key is pressed means it's a human pressed key, you can read it. If the key is not pressed at this time, so this is due to noises, we can skip that. That's why we use this keyboard debounce and control logic. So due to power supply variation or noises, any fluctuations occurs, so that will not consider as a key and that key will not be detected. Only the human pressure key will be identified by using this keyboard debounce control. So from this we have this 8 classes FIFO. FIFO means first in first out, because whatever the key pressed, so we need to give the same order. So that's why we use this first in first out concept. So we use 8 cross 8. That means each key will be an 8-bit. Similarly, I can store up to 8 keys in this RAM locations. So once one key is readed, that in signal is given to this FIFO sensor RAM. So it gives an interrupt request to the microprocessor. So it reads from an FIFO sensor RAM and gets the key pressed. So we have a different modes of operations. Look at this. This is an 8259 pin diagrams. So read write control signal, chip select, A0, reset clock here, and the data bus and interrupt request. So this is the keyboard section, this is the display section, and this is the scan section. So key data, that is the return lines and shift control stop. And this display RAM side, we have this output A0 to A3 and then output B0 to B3. So this is the display RAM, and scan lines, this is SL0 to SL3. Look at the command words. So for this is then display and keyboard both have this. DD is for a display and K is for a keyboard display. So 00 means an 8, that is 8 bit character. This is the left entry, that is an 8-bit character, that will be a left entry. Look at this 01, this is then 16 8-bit character left entry. So this is then 16 and then 8-bit character enter, also left entry. 10 means 8 8-bit character right entry, and this 11 means 16 8-bit character right entry. So it decides whether the data is a 8-bit data or 16-bit data, and then whether it is a left entry or right entry. So these four combination will be selected depending upon our requirement. Look at this keyboard. So this is the display and this is the keyboards. So we have a different modes of operation. So 00 means it's an encoded scan, 2 key lockout. 001 means a decoded scan method and 2 key lockout methods. 2 key lockout means when we have 2 keys pressed at a time, so it take a 2 key lockout options. So this is 010, this is an encoded scan, N key rollover. So we can use an encoder or decoder. N key rollover means all the N key pressed, so that will be taken and given to the rollovers. So 011, it's a decoded scan, N key rollover. And look at this 100, this is an encoded scan sensor matrix. And 101, this is a decoded scan sensor matrix. And 110, this is a strobed input encoded scan. And 111, this is a strobed input decoded scan. So we have encoded and decoded two types, and then we have a different mode of operation, that is a 2 key lockout, N key rollover, sensor matrix, and strobed input. So these have a different combinations. Thank you.